So my name's Christian Bitzas, and I'm one of the co-founders of UplinkRobotics. I graduated with my electrical engineering degree in May of 2023, and then I graduated with my bachelor's in computer engineering back in May of 2022.
My name is Brady Wagstaff. I am the head of engineering and one of the co-founders here at UplinkRobotics. I got my undergrad in computer engineering and now I'm doing a master's in electrical.
Hi, my name is Oreoluwa Babatunde. The meaning of my very long name is special gift from God. I am originally from Nigeria. I went to University of Wyoming for my bachelor's degree in computer engineering. I am currently the head of software development for UplinkRobotics.
Hi, I'm Zoë Worthen. I am a co-founder of UplinkRobotics, and I am a chief business officer.
We are a inspection robotics company here in Laramie, Wyoming, who make home inspection crawlers for home inspectors throughout the United States.
UplinkRobotics started as a joke between I and Christian.
We were looking for jobs. Unfortunately, in our degree field, we couldn't find any jobs in Wyoming, and a few of us wanted to stay in Wyoming.
We're all in the engineering building working, and Brady was there as well, and we roped him into the discussion because he was also one of our friends.
So we started talking about, what if we make our own job? And then Christian had the idea to make these inspection crawlers because his dad owned a home inspection company.
His dad had kind of told him this idea about maybe having like a robot that could help with inspections.
The only options on the market were these $5,000 tools, where if you lost it, you're out $5,000.
Right now, home inspectors have to crawl under houses pretty often, and there could be 2 inches of mud down there, or if it's in Florida, there could be an alligator or snakes or spiders, all kinds of stuff that you don't really want to mess with.
So he came up with the idea of this crawl space robots, which we are selling right now.
And that's when we decided to go make our own inspection crawler.
And so the next step, which Christian also kind of suggested, was
to try it. And we went into the Ellbogen competition, the 50K entrepreneurship competition.
And that's where we also met our fourth partner, who is Zoe. So we were 3 engineers, right? No business knowledge or idea.
We didn't know what a business plan was. We didn't know about, how to even go about starting a business.
And she was basically able to help us to transform this engineering project from project to a business that could actually sell on the market.
My background as an undergrad was business management entrepreneurship.
And so she was a really good addition to our team. She still is a very good addition to our team.
I met Christian and Brady, and they were more than willing to take me onto their team to help them prepare a pitch deck for the Ellbogen competition.
So the competition we were in, it was a 3-part process.
It's hosted by the university, and it's basically grant money.
The first round is you create an executive summary, just explaining what your company does, what your idea is, what your goal is with the company.
And if they think that it's going to become a viable idea, then you move on to the next stage.
You show not quite a business plan. It's like a 5-page, just basic explaining, what your company is, how you're going to go about making it successful, that kind of thing.
Which is like a short video introduction of you and what your ideas are of the company. And if the judges like that, then you move to the final phase, which is 2 parts.
You do an actual pitch in front of a panel of judges, you show a business plan, you do a presentation, they ask you questions.
Are they truly a viable company? Will they be successful in the long run?
They give you feedback, and in round 3, that's when they decide,
okay, how much money do we want to give this team?
We ended up going a long way in the Ellbogen competition, and we actually won the competition, which gave us a good amount of money to actually kickstart our project.
I think it was the most nervous I've ever been for some reason. I don't know why. I guess the first time there was $50,000 on the line in my life. Couldn't at the time do the math in my head to see how much money was left. And then they, said UplinkRobotics, first place, and then they said $30,000, and there's, 100 people congratulating you, and it was just all a blur after that.
After we won the competition, I was officially part of the team with Christian, Brady, and Ore, and so it was really exciting to be a part of a team of 3 computer engineers and then bringing in this business person as well.
And that's when it got real, and we got some space to work.
And after that, it was like, holy cow, we can actually make this company work. So we started right away on building prototypes and trying to figure out what the best product was.
So when we first started, we had this whole idea of making what's so-called a smart crawler. We wanted to go do stereo vision, map crawl spaces, do all this fancy stuff. And we realized
that was not viable with the supply chain at the time. All of the parts were really, really expensive. So we ended up changing our product.
So we started what we currently sell, which is our Mink and Martin inspection crawlers.
We 3D print the chassis and we design those in-house and do everything and assemble everything here. So it's we buy components and put them together, and a lot of soldering, a lot of wiring, a lot of screwing stuff together.
And we've already sold about 40 of our crawlers.
University of Wyoming really played a big part in the start of UplinkRobotics, and even up until now. Without Ellbogen competition, we wouldn't be here. Without the mentors that really taught us all that they knew and looked at our business plans and gave us pointers, we wouldn't have been able to really have the fast start that we were able to have.
Starting a business is this concept that there's a million things that you need to do, and none of them are terribly difficult, but if you don't even know what they are, then you're toast.
The College of Business has been super helpful in this whole process. The faculty members have sat down with us, told us what we need to know, pointed us in the right directions, that kind of thing.
Mentors like Billington, Dr. Billington, and Don Small, and all of the people from the Ellbogen competition have been extremely helpful.
Also, the University of Wyoming has a program with Impact 307, which is an organization that helps incubators and startups be successful. They helped us with office space, figuring out the admin side of starting a company, like the taxes, like payroll, going to the IRS, making an EIN, get all the things you wouldn't think about when you're starting a company.
Brian from Impact 307, we meet with him every other week, and we present him, here's this thing that we think seems like a good idea, and he'll tell us if it's a good idea or not.
We found a grant through the state of Wyoming that will help pay us to pay interns, which is really nice. Through that process, we really wanted to continue to support the university and be involved with them. So all of our interns that we have hired now and we'll be hiring in the future are going to come from the university.
And we were granted a certain amount of funds to fund 2 internships.
One of them is an engineering intern, one of them is marketing intern.
My name is Sean Watts. I'm the engineering intern here at UplinkRobotics, and I have a master's degree in electrical engineering. My job here at Uplink is a little hard to describe because I don't do just one thing. I don't wear just one hat. Some days I'm, making sure that 3D prints are working properly. Other days I'm here designing circuit boards. Some days I'm playing with Raspberry Pis, trying to get them to do a specific operation. Other days I'm soldering and assembling physical components. I'm getting to write code, I'm getting to design software, I'm getting to physically design circuit boards. It's such a nice application of everything I've been taught in school. I finally get to see where the rubber hits the road in terms of theory being put into practice, and I think that is so cool and gratifying. Working for a startup is kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, I love getting to see the innovation. I love getting to see the real-world development and see things change in real time. Every sale is a big deal and a huge success, and every setback is like a dear and painful experience. I think the university has done so much to make sure that this company gets to, get its start.
So we wanted to start here in Wyoming, stay here in Wyoming, mostly because a few of us were raised here in Wyoming and we like Wyoming.
So we are really grateful to the University of Wyoming and hope to continue to work with them to move STEM forward generally in the state of Wyoming.
We've been sponsoring senior design projects through the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department at the University of Wyoming. We're offering them funding, space, tools, mentorship, that kind of thing. We're trying to work more with 4-H robotics teams, mentor them, get them interested in STEM and robotics.
And there is a very big opportunity for a lot of problems to be solved using computer science and electrical engineering, STEM in general, which is why, as a company, we've really made it a point to give back to the community.
So right now the university is paying for us to work with an incubator company up in Jackson Hole called Silicon Callure, which is really exciting because they have a lot of connections and we're looking forward to the knowledge that they're willing to give us. So once we stabilize our market with home inspectors. We want to branch out in other areas like the fire departments, the police departments, and just really build the local economy here.
We wanted to make opportunities here so people weren't forced to leave Wyoming, kind of like how we were. If we didn't create UplinkRobotics, half of us wouldn't even be here in Wyoming anymore.
This opportunity here is the only reason I'm in state still. I would have been looking outside of the state had this opportunity not popped up and been such a desirable position for me.
To me, what it means to start a company in Wyoming is to be the change that I want to see in the world. I like Wyoming. I was born and raised here. I wanted to stay here. Starting a business in Wyoming is definitely not easy, but it's worth it and it's very doable.
I feel like UplinkRobotics is going so far to prove that we're more than just an oil and gas state. I think little startups and companies like this are doing so much to diversify our economy outside of just extraction.
It's a heavy weight almost, but it's like a good weight, because when you own a business in Wyoming, since we are such a small community, people are like, oh wow, you own a business, you didn't go somewhere else, you started it all from scratch. Like, it's a big achievement in a way, and people really look at you and you're like, yeah, that's awesome, you're helping support the community, you're Wyoming natives, you are staying here and they want to reach out and support you.
Starting a company has opened up a whole new idea of what you can do in life.
There's all these people that are, we've told them, hey, we're going to do this thing, we're going to start jobs in Wyoming, we're going to, do this thing that everyone says they're going to do. I took that very seriously myself to make sure that, I said I'm going to do these things, I'm not just going to not do them. So I've been doing my best to follow through and create some jobs. We've hired some people, we're hoping to hire more in the future.
We hope we're already doing our parts, and we look forward to a brighter future for UplinkRobotics and also STEM in general in Wyoming.